Sounds like the theater was a hard fight. You came through, Chris. Good work. Take out the power station on the Manhattan side of the water. Power lines run parallel with the bridge and into the adjoining areas, supplying power to most of downtown. Destroying the power lines will kill the floodlights in the docking area, making it easier to infiltrate.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Freedom Fighters Let's Play. Today we continue our adventure with Manhattan Power Plant. Alrighty, let's actually see what we got going on up here. It looks like a fortified position. Obviously I'm going to start grabbing some of our Freedom Fighters because we're trying to take back Manhattan one man at a time. Now, while those guys actually run up the very middle, I actually want them to rally back up with us, considering that if they can't tell already, there is an MG nest up there, and it's actually tearing them a new one. So, let's actually get everybody all on the same page, and as we slowly work our way over here, looks like we do have some Soviet scum that are actually being a little bit of an inconvenience. They're not being very American-like, and so they're already starting to shoot back at us, which is already just such a terrible decision for them. Alright, so as you guys can see, it looks like we have a couple more of these Soviets on the other side of the street. Obviously going to try to utilize our AK to the best of our ability. I mean, it's no sniper rifle, so it's obviously not going to be nearly as accurate. But nonetheless, we should be able to kind of pepper the trigger a little bit. And as you guys can see, it looks like we also have an emplacement over there. And we want to be very careful of that. Alright, let's try to get everybody to sneak across the street. Obviously, they're really gung-ho about trying to climb inside of there. I don't know how much that's going to work for those guys, but I wish them nothing but the best. Now, we do have a gentleman that's actually up here. It does look like we might have a path to actually come up behind these guys and do a little bit of flanking. Alright, we were able to take care of those guys with relative ease. Unfortunately, we got a couple of more guys. We're not going to be able to utilize this car as like a car bomb or anything, but however, those guys all the way down there really don't know what's going on at the moment, so we should be able to do a little bit of sneaking behind most of these guys. Alright, we had to break out the Magnum. That's when you know that we're really becoming a full, true American, and when we have to pull out our Magnum and kind of gunsling these guys into the next century. But nonetheless, we are pretty well topped off on AK ammo, so we should be alright for a little bit of time. Hit them. Oh, that dude just went absolute airborne. He kind of flew right into that wall. It became a kind of a pancake almost. These Soviets, man, I'm telling you, they knew what body armor was before we did, because if I could take as much ammunition to the chest as these guys could with 7.62 ammunition, I think I'd be pretty well off when it comes to life as a general rule of thumb.
Ain't no way you gonna blow that power plant. Look, taking out the power lines in the back, I'll do the trick.
Alright, gotta do a little bit of flanking here. Let's actually see if we can gain access through this building. Looks like we might have a climb-up spot here. Obviously got a sniper that's kind of being a little bit pesky at the moment, but nonetheless, we're gonna kind of steal his sniper rifle and see if we can start landing some of those headshots. Unfortunately, they don't ever give us enough ammunition to really become a master sniper, but nonetheless, we're actually going to kind of send all of our guys out, kind of let them go do all the hard work in the meantime, but for the most part, I'm going to start getting our C4 planted so that we can kind of become a big nemesis for these guys. Alrighty, so it looks like we're able to kind of top off on some of our ammunition and stuff, but for the most part, we actually didn't really need a whole lot. Alright, so now that we've taken out our objective, obviously we need to go raise the flag to let everybody know that this area is all clear, that the freedom fighters have swept through and taken care of everything that needed taken care of. Now, in the meantime, let's actually rally up with our squad mates. It looks like they're kind of lurking back at the moment, but nonetheless, this is going to give us some time to kind of utilize our AK. Got to be careful. We want to make sure we keep our head down so we don't get shot in the face.
Move in. Eliminate target. Who wants some? Take him out. Eliminate. Let's take him down. Here, that's much better. Do you see anyone?
Well, luckily our 2 shots there actually hit that dude right in the helmet. He didn't really stand much of a chance. We do have to be careful of that guy with the bazooka or something. I don't know if he stole it out of our armory or something, but nonetheless, he's not going to be surviving very long. Oh, we can actually take the launcher. Well, that's kind of interesting. I think I'm actually going to stick with our AK because obviously as much fun as it would be to utilize that weapon, there's not really enough ammunition to kind of take on a small Russian army. So, nonetheless, we're actually going to continue to work our way all the way to the very end.
Back here.
Well, if we didn't need more AK ammunition at the moment, it definitely would have been a great way to kind of top off. But nonetheless, we were able to successfully pick up pretty much a bunch of ammunition. Looks like everybody's going to kind of be knowing what's going on here before very long. I'm going to see if I can kind of set off this car bomb. Fortunately, we're utilizing, I think, just too much ammunition for something like that. Like I said, unfortunately the AK, while it's a very, very good weapon, it is a terribly inaccurate weapon, though. Alright, so I'm going to send out most of these guys to go do a little bit of fighting at the moment, but we are going to try to work on getting behind this turret up here, because I have a sneaky suspicion that it's probably going to be pretty difficult to get that. Actually, it looks like our squad mates were actually just way too efficient, and they took care of that without even needing our help. Now, we're actually going to get everybody rallied back up over here. Looks like we might have actually lost one of our comrades, so let's go pick him up. We gotta go give him one of our medical kits real quick.
There you go. Try this.
Alright, so now that everybody's all topped up, you know, they got their hot chocolate, we gave them a good bath. I think everybody's ready for some combat again. So, nonetheless, looks like we do have some medical kits over there, but I think we're still doing okay. That is very tempting. I do kind of want to pick up that launcher, but I do also fear that I might kill myself with it, so you know what they say, if you can't handle explosives, you probably shouldn't be utilizing explosives. So, nonetheless, we're going to actually set up here. I'm pretty much going to call everybody out to pretty much go attack. We do have a MG nest up there, so obviously going to have to be kind of careful of that. See if I can hit that explosive barrel, and all of those dudes just went absolute flying. They didn't even stand a single chance. Alright, let's get everybody rallied back up with us, because at the moment everybody was kind of getting a little too far away. And I want to make sure everybody's kind of all on the same pace as we work our way to the tippy top of this structure.
breaking news in the war against the rebels. Earlier tonight, a rebel stronghold was successfully captured by our troops. The head of the group is one of the most prominent leaders and symbols of the underground resistance, none other than the brother of the alleged Freedom Phantom. The Phantom has been unmasked. His real name is Christopher Stone, a 32-year-old plumber. After a brief interrogation by our intelligence officers, the brother, Troy Stone, confessed to his participation in many crimes carried out by the rebel group. Now repentant, Troy Stone has agreed to send a plea to his brother to stop further terrorist activities. We take you live to a press conference at City Hall.
Citizens of New York, a dark chapter in your history is drawing to a close. Here now is the brother of the Freedom Phantom, with a special plea to his brother to desist from further fighting.
My brother and I, we were just bored, and we sort of drifted into crime at a young age due to a lack of direction or ideals and playing video games all night, violent ones. The society we grew up in kind of abandoned us, but it's never too late to straighten out. So Chris, for my sake, and the sake of the new system, I beg you to stop your terrorist activities. Okay, just surrender to the authorities, and they'll treat you fairly. The Soviet government gives you their word of honor. Just please do as they ask.
It is obvious that the heroic Soviet army has once
Everything
again...
I said was lies. They forced me, Chris. Don't believe this stinking propaganda. Keep fighting. Set us all free. No stick. Get your hands.
My Stalin spear.
And now to the weather for tomorrow. I hear it is getting colder, Comrade Ilyana?